Yo, welcome back to the Audio Theory Podcast. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button as well as the like button and check the description box for today's topics. What's good, Danny? How have you been?
I've been good, dude. I've been good. Can't complain. Weekend was super fucking chilled. Did my very best, including you. Like almost every one of my friends was like, yo, look at this fucking set from Coachella. And I was like, respectfully, I'm not going to open this, but thank you for thinking of me. Because I did my fucking best to just stay off social media because like I did not want it to get ruined. So excited, bro. We 3 nights away now from flying out to LAX and the Palm Springs. So really excited, bro. How about you? How have things been on your end?
Nice. Been all right. I had a couple friends visited. One of them who you know, which was one of my wife's bridesmaids, and then I think you met Andrew. He's Moon's friend. He's a Korean guy.
Was he at the wedding?
Yeah, he was at the wedding.
Yeah.
I don't really know how to describe him because there's so many people there. But anyways,
he
visited.
Like low key sounding like super racist.
Right. Yeah. Right. Exactly. I'm like, Korean's not racist, but I don't know how else to give him attributes. But in any case, he visited.
Nice.
Which is cool. He's a really chill person. So it was nice to have that energy.
The shit like opened up, bro, because it's wild. Because like my boy Billy, who lives obviously lives in the Bay Area as well. So dude, he was here again. Obviously, Florida's been wide open, right? Mm-hmm. Dude, but apparently he went to get a slice of pizza like in the city, and they asked him for like a vaccine card to even walk in.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah.
No, I mean, at least my experience, everything has been open now. Like even today I went to get coffee and they had a sign that was like, for the safety of our workers, like, please wear a mask. And I didn't have one because I wasn't expecting that. And I just walked in as if I didn't even see the fucking sign, and they didn't say anything. I don't know if it was an old sign and they just never removed it just in case COVID comes back or what. But I haven't really experienced anyone demand a mask this whole time, even in Ubers.
Interesting. Yeah, well, I think everybody got the email yesterday from Uber and Lyft that they're removing the mask mandate.
Oh, wow.
Apparently it's being removed from like flights. But low-key, I feel like I might still wear it on a flight. I just feel like we've always said that like the airplane's a dirty ass fucking space.
Right.
Like everyone's farting, like because no one can hear it. Like it's just a nasty fucking space.
Right. And like people forget that you can get regular sick and like still fuck up your vacation or whatever the case is. Like, I don't care if it's a cold. Like, I'm not trying to be, in my bedroom just feeling like shit all day.
Yeah, but I was just talking to my boss about this because I have my flight to LA. I'm gonna wear it on Friday morning, but there's gonna be that guy who you have to deal with, even woman, to be honest, who's gonna be like, stop being a sheep. You don't have to wear that. And it's like, no, I also leave me alone. Like, I don't know you. Like, what is me doing this affecting you in any way? Like, you're good. Mm-hmm. Like, who cares? But that's gonna happen, bro.
For sure. And yeah, it's sad how it's like a political statement now. It's not just, oh, I want to be healthy and like not catch a cold. Now it's like, oh, you're a fucking liberal sheep or something that like is a Chinese communist propaganda dude or something. I don't know.
Yeah, the dumbest shit. But I'm still gonna wear it. I guess it's nice to like if you when you want to like eat your food and just like pass out, you can just like, let me just take this off while I'm asleep or whatever. So like,
right.
I'm excited for that, dude. But all right, man. And what about? I know you have a wedding coming up next weekend. So how are you getting? Are you excited for that shit? Like, how long is it gonna be? Blah blah blah.
I don't know if I'm really excited for the travel. So it's in Cancun.
That's a bitch from you, like for you. I'm from that side, right?
Yeah, it's kind of a bitch. I don't know if I'm like really in the mood to be getting like shit-faced this weekend, just because I'm kind of tired and
from
this last weekend and just the weekend before that. But I think it'll be dope to see like family because I haven't been back to LA in a minute.
So you haven't really seen anyone since the wedding, which is almost like 2 months ago.
Yeah, especially like everybody like that in one location. So that'll be cool. But yeah, I'm always like, once I'm at the destination, it's cool to just kick back and like enjoy not working, basically.
Yeah, I feel that. Are you taking PTO for it?
Yeah. So Friday I have to take PTO because I'm leaving Friday morning, and then Monday I'm technically not. As long as I work at all, like even for a few minutes, technically I could take the day off. So on Monday I land at like 11 a.m.
Okay.
I'll probably do like a couple hours of work because I'll be working from home, and then just call it a day.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Hopefully they don't watch this pod before then. All right, man, let's get to it. Episode 105, bro. There's a lot, but there's not. But like, I'm excited to chop it up over a few things before we get out of here this evening. So, where do you want to start, bro? Because I was gonna start with a couple other things. I feel like the Kendrick thing is the biggest thing. Like, it has to be the biggest thing. Let's just go. Let's start with that. The news of Kendrick's announcing that he's dropping his album on May 13th that launches for hip hop heads. A pretty crazy fucking, almost like 4 weeks in a row. You have Pusha T on Friday, then Future, then Jack Harlow the following week, and then Kendrick to close it out.
Yeah.
Like, bro, talk about Illuminati just coming together and just saying, you know what I mean? Like,
right. It's a good time too, because I feel like spring, like people start becoming happier.
Like, yo,
want to party.
Yeah, dude, outside. I've lost 14 pounds, bro. My stomach's gonna be out. Like, yo, we gotta have fucking music for this shit, bro.
Right.
So, your thoughts on just the idea? It's crazy. We were just talking about, Good Kid, Bad City. We were just talking about the anniversary of Damn. So, your just thoughts on getting a full body of work and not just a couple features?
Yeah. I'm like most people, super excited. But I think the thing that stuck out to me was, one, I forgot how long it's been since Damn. Like, that shit still kind of feels like yesterday, especially when we saw him at Rolling Loud. Like, that didn't feel that long ago, but it was.
What we said, it was 4 years or 5 years?
I think it was 2018 or 2017.
No,
yeah,
it's 5 years. Yeah, 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So it's crazy that it's been that long. But I also thought to myself, like, I feel like Kendrick really is a unicorn, and I know a lot of people are saying that's like he is the GOAT, like Drake isn't. I don't know if a lot of that has to do with the fact that Drake is just constantly on the airwaves, so it never seems like he's ever gone. Therefore, you're never like desperate to get the next thing from him as much as a Kendrick. But I did feel
like it's almost like a hype thing. Like his scarcity almost hypes him up even more.
Scarcity, right? And I just have been thinking about the whole GOAT conversation because I feel like core hip hop people would much more consider Kendrick a GOAT because his music is, I guess, more meaningful, more tied to like the Black experience, I guess you could say.
Sure.
Whereas Drake tends to be, his music's meaningful, but I think a lot of it's like just personal to him. It doesn't really speak on social issues quite as much or at all. So it just kind of made me think about that.
No, you're right though. But I think for him, it's like, I think, and what I will give him credit, like, I'm not trying to be a Drake stan and like don't you fucking talk about him like that. But I do think for him, because I feel like from the very beginning, he always said that I want to give people the soundtrack to their life. Mm-hmm. And I feel like he does that because he's giving you like, yeah, it's personal to him. But like, bro, when all those like sad, heartbreaky songs come out, every nigga's like, yo, fuck, man. He gets it. You know what I mean? Like, so like, that's like, again, it's personal, but I feel like it's also like the human experience is probably more relatable because at the end of the day, like, Kendrick sometimes feels like he's speaking to one specific audience, whereas like Drake is speaking to literally anyone. You could be anyone, anywhere in the world and kind of relate to that experience. Right.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think I'm just generally curious what the content is going to be about. I really hope it's not just like generic COVID, like conspiracy bars or like anything too obvious that comes across as preachy. I'm sure there'll be some mentions of, shit that's happened over the past couple years, but I'm just really curious where his head's at because he's been so elusive. I think that's why a lot of people are going to be diving straight into this album as soon as it comes out. But I feel like people are going to critique it more from a content standpoint than anything. I don't think like when it comes to Drake's music, I feel like people are gonna look straight for the vibe and quotables.
Yep.
Whereas with Kendrick, it's gonna be more so, all right, like what new themes is he gonna experiment with, and what is he gonna talk about and shit like that.
Yeah, what are the video gonna look like? Is it gonna be like, because like I feel like all the videos for Damn were like fucking like groundbreaking, you know, trend setting for how videos are shot for like the next 3 or 4 years.
Right.
You're right. No, I agree with almost everything, dude. I would say, yeah, I'm most interested for the content, but more so in this era, because again, I still feel like when he dropped this album 5 years ago, I know Spotify and Apple Music were already out for a minute, but that's really when it became like, all right, we're getting like 7 albums every fucking weekend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but it wasn't at the peak of that like it is now, right? Like, you know, so the world still stopped to listen to Damn for multiple weeks, months, you know, almost the entire rest of the year, right?
Yeah.
I'm more curious, like, is this album going to be able to stop the current last 3 or 4 year trends of like, all right, cool, what's next? Like, that's what I'm most curious for, bro. Like, is this album's going to be, the thing is like, is it going to be good enough? Or like, even if it is good enough that we're just so like fucking like, what's next? And we won't even fucking give it a chance to properly like breathe. Like, you know, like people say like you air out wine, like let it fucking breathe for a second before we critique it overnight.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if this is a confirmed rumor, but if he is going to retire, then I feel like that's going to make me more likely to prolong, I guess, the listening experience. Whereas like, I don't think J. Cole's done. I know he doesn't release quite as often, but after I was done with his past album, I didn't feel this urgency to kind of keep playing it over and over and be like, damn, like one of the GOATs, this is his last moment type of thing.
No, you're like, I'm gonna get something else. Then you got like 4 of the songs, right? Yeah,
right. But Kendrick just gives off the vibe where he's like, he's done with this shit. He's done. He's accomplished so much. He already has like albums that people consider classics. I feel like for that reason, he's just like, what more do I really need to say? Maybe he's just getting off some last things off his chest with this one, but super, super curious. I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait either, bro. And again, I'm excited though, because I think it will like make people stop and listen like on some like in-depth like understanding of what he's saying. Like I hopefully like that helps like set the trend back to some kind of normalcy of like, yo, we can like listen to music for weeks and try to figure out like what's actually being said, as opposed to like, oh, what happened? Did it sell 85K the first week? Oh, it only sold 9? Trash. You know what I mean? Let's move on. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to see what the overall reaction will be, but more importantly, just the content, bro. Like, because funny, we were talking about something, I think you brought up Good Kid, Mad City. And then I realized, bro, that album came out like between like 2013, 2014. So that was like a weird time in my life that I was moving between Miami to Charlotte. Like I was obviously into music, but not like I've been the last like 7 years. So I never like, I listened to the album, but never properly like, yo, let me take a deep dive in this bitch. And bro, I did that on Saturday at the gym, bro. Flawless. Like, bro, like flawless.
It's like a movie, right?
Yo,
like it feels like listening to a movie almost.
Oh yeah, especially the deluxe version, bro. Because like the extended cuts, the bonus tracks for like Dre and Jay-Z, like fam, like so well done. So I think that was only like 8-9 years ago. And then he gave us like 2 more bodies of work that were insane. Right. And like it's just wild. Like again, he's just so out of the spotlight, so we don't think about him that much. But like just the body of work is pretty fucking crazy. Like the catalog, I mean, like all the albums, mixtapes, like everything.
Yeah, and it's insane that he did it in a relatively short period of time. And it kind of makes me question, because ever since then, 2017, we'll say, there's been a lot of like newcomers to the game who have taken over. And like, for instance, Jack Harlow, who I know we have some things to discuss. Like Kanye said, he's top 5 right now. But when you listen to a Good Kid, Mad City versus Jack Harlow's debut album,
you're wasting my time.
Yeah, it's like, bro, like literally a waste of time. Even though I love Jack Harlow's music, it's just like they're in 2 different universes when it comes to like impact and content. And that's not to Jack Harlow's fault. It's just his experience isn't quite as different as a Kendrick's. Like Jack Harlow's like a regular dude, so I don't think he would necessarily even be capable of creating a Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah. So, dude, what do you think it is? Like, remove just like I don't want to like tie into that one album. But what do you think is the mystique of Kendrick? Because I was trying to think of that as I was listening to the album. Like, is it just that we've never seen someone from LA rap, like, be that lyrical? Because that's what I think it is for me. Like I remember Game, Snoop, like those are the LA rappers that, again, us on the East Coast, like, listen to, right? But we were never going to them for like, yo, give us some like fucking like bars that blow my mind, metaphors, double entendres, all this shit. Deeper meaning shit. We never went to them for that, dude. You know what I mean? Whereas like I think with Kendrick, we're like, oh fuck, like, dude, you're from where? And you rap like this? And like this is better than everyone else. Like this is, you know, I think it's just like all those things like almost like don't make sense that we're trying to figure out like how does it even work?
Yeah, no, I think you hit the nail on the head. And even Adam from No Jumper mentioned this, like it's really strange to find a rapper, especially a rapper from LA, to not even be like a gang affiliated. Like for instance, me, who's not gang affiliated at all, I find it kind of ostracizing because you would think I have nothing to say other than like Crips and Bloods and shit, just being from LA, even though that's not my lifestyle at all. But with Kendrick, even though that is what he was surrounded by, he doesn't purely make at all like gang bang shoot 'em up type music. It's very like introspective, and I guess a lot of people appreciate that he's able to put those paint those experiences in a way that doesn't tell just one side of the story. And he actually tells a story. I feel like a lot of the gangbang shit is just kind of like, yo, if I catch you slipping, I'm gonna do this, or like I grew up, you know, doing XYZ, and it's just like super cookie cutter that, and we've heard it a thousand times before.
Whereas like he literally said like, the phrase he used for Good Kid, Mad City, like a movie, right? Like I feel like there's like he'll give you the reasoning, the way he was raised up by his mom, but being away from his dad. By the third verse, you're like, yo, what's gonna happen next? You know what I mean? Like, so like, yeah, like it's just so like bought in because of the way he delivers the overall story. Yeah, dude. So yeah, I'm super excited. But yeah, I think that I wanted to ask you that question because like, yeah, it's like, dude, there's definitely a mystique. Like, I don't know, for me, like, again, growing up in New York or whatever, but like, I kind of understood J. Cole. I understood like Drake is a very like relatable figure to me. You know what I mean? Like, you know, tall, light-skinned dude who loves talking about girls. Yeah, I got it. but like, yeah, like Kendrick stuff, I'm like, yo, I don't really get it. But like, yo, you can't take your eyes off it, or you can't like stop listening, which is you know, amazing.
And he adds, not only is he lyrical, but he adds so much character to his voice and stuff. Kind of like how Nicki Minaj, you know, when she switches up her voice and goes real deep and does the whatever, like almost.
Yeah, so that's funny. I didn't have the Nicki Minaj reference, but that's definitely a good one. I was thinking about like DMX on some of his songs, like Damien, like when on that song, like on Swimming Pools, when he's like, "This is your conscience speaking, Kendrick." Like stuff like that. Yeah, that was dope, and I was like, "Oh, this is like," but it's still done. You have like a reference point, but like you wouldn't think someone rapping in 2014 can still bring such nuances to that approach.
Right. And he could say something as basic as, you know, you want this dick. And like he'll have like 15-year-old white girls screaming that shit in the club. But like a lot of other lyrical people won't do that. Like Lupe, for instance, doesn't really have bars like that. But he definitely does have some mainstream stuff. But I feel like Kendrick appeals to like hardcore hip hop lovers of the music who will respect him, but then the white girl in the suburbs will also love Kendrick, and he can bring everyone together.
Yeah, dude. So like you use a phrase there, mainstream. Dude, he made being lyrical mainstream. Because now it's just whatever he does is mainstream, even if it's not like the intent behind the song. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have like a pop driven song, but it's like, dude, you're just so popular. We're going to make sure, like, do you remember like for Damn, like, I think every single song was on the charts because like people just kept listening to it over and over again. Like shit like that is wild. But again, like he just makes everything mainstream because like everyone wants to listen to it.
And besides him, or before him, my favorite LA rapper was The Game. But to your point, I think he was just like a kind of stereotypical gangbang rapper. So it wasn't.
I think, but to be fair, he did have a massive impact. Like he made,
for sure.
Like,
yeah.
He was the first gangbang music to really like blow up like that. Like that first album went like 4 or 5 times platinum. Like,
right.
No one was doing that shit before him. So kudos to him for that.
Yeah, and I still bump his old bodies of work. But Kendrick was just so refreshing because he like we just talked about, was able to paint a different picture of his environment in ways that like no one else really had done. And no one else was even really doing that in from other regions in a mainstream way, like him.
No.
So
100% right, dude.
Yeah.
100% right. So yeah, dude, super fucking. Yeah, what's the name of the album going to be again? Do you remember?
I think Mr. Morals and the Big Steppers or something.
Something like that. I'm excited, dude. I'm sure it's going to be also a fire Baby Keem feature, or probably like 2 or something. So,
for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited for that, dude. Very, very excited for that. Fuck, dude. Baby Keem brings him out at Coachella. Woo! I'm gonna put that shit out in the universe right now.
Oh, hell yeah.
But I think Baby Keem has like a 3 p.m. set, so I doubt it.
Oh, no. Kendrick ain't showing up early.
He's like,
how funny would that be, though, if Kendrick was like the first set or some shit?
Dude, just like fuck with people.
Yeah.
Like, literally no one's there. Like,
yeah.
All right, you already brought it up, so let's just go into the Jack Harlow thing. So we both, I don't say share our, like, not discuss, that's too aggressive a word, but we didn't think that his last single, was it First Class?
First Class, yeah.
Yeah, we thought it was good, nothing special. But again, how much Jack Harlow is winning, that song is the #1 song on the Billboard 100 charts this week. So your thoughts on that?
Not surprised. I believe I'm on TikTok more than you. I've seen that snippet a billion times. The ladies love him. Of not only the snippet of him in the studio, but then girls making TikToks to the sound, reactions. And I mean, it's a classic sample. Like, regardless of how we feel about the song, like, he has a smooth flow that like anyone can kind of vibe out to. I heard it at the bar this past weekend.
And how was that though?
It sounded better on the speakers, but it still didn't have me jumping up and down. Also, spelling the word glamorous takes fucking like 5 minutes itself, which is why I'm like,
so did he remix that? Like, not remix it, obviously. I know it's the same. He sampled it, but like, does he have her saying something else, or is she just saying glamorous?
Just saying glamorous.
Okay. I thought he had her saying something else. That's why it was like a cool, like, nuance.
No, he was just bridging the gap between the letters by saying like, I'm a G. I throw up the L for Louisville.
I got you.
Sex in the AM, and like, just, it was clever for sure. But I think the sample took up so much of the song. It just kind of felt like a safe, easy approach.
Right, because it's almost, dude, who do we, like, I think we should give Tory shit for this. It's like, bro, like, you take a hit and then add a couple bars.
Oh, the chicks tapes and shit?
Yeah, it's like, no shit, everyone loves this. Like, what's not to, we loved it the first time. Why wouldn't we love it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I mean, there's been a couple of times where I would have been down to like do something on a song like that, but I think it's because it's his second single. It's not really like brand new as far as what he had done. It kind of doesn't showcase enough of what he's capable of given the hype.
Right.
I think that's the kind of criticism. Like, this wasn't probably the best decision from our standpoint as listeners. Obviously, a lot of people love this song if it's #1.
Yeah.
But I think it's tough to hear these 2 singles and be like, oh, I can't wait for top the 5. And and can't wait for the album. If anything, I can't wait for the album just to be like, I hope there's more. Like, where is it at?
Yeah, dude, that's exactly where my head's at. Because I'm like, especially like being in the middle of all those other releases, like, bro, again, it's probably, and this is the benefit of being Jack right now, besides Kendrick, because I don't think he'll come anywhere close to sales with Kendrick. He may end up selling more than Pusha T in the future.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, he probably will. But at the end of the day, like, I think he considers himself like a hip hop artist. And dude, it's gonna be, man, that shit needs to come correct, bro. Like, it doesn't have to be, I know you brought up last week, it doesn't have to be his Good Kid, Mad City. Like, again, I don't think we're putting him on that pedestal. Like, you need to come with like a fucking, like, 5-star album. But bro, it has to be good. Like, you know, we can't be like going through this shit and just skipping over like, that's all right, whatever. I heard that. I get it. Like, cause like, man, like, cause you know, I loved his first EP, and then I the last album, his first album was okay. But like, I think okay is like the most praise it got from like anybody.
100%. And I guess I really want him to do something different with this one, because we already know he's rich. We already know the girls love him. So no matter how many different ways he says that in different bars over different vibey beats, like outside of throwing it on at, you know, a party where like everyone can kind of vibe to something, I don't know if that's going to cut it to be in these top 5 conversations that it seems like he wants to be part of. I don't think he wants to like just blend in. Yeah. Like, I feel like he like kind of like Big Sean, like he wants to be taken seriously and have content and everything.
Yeah, dude. Yo, shout out to Big Sean, bro. Apparently, I didn't see a lot of things about Coachella, but there was like an article I read that apparently, I think this nigga posted it himself, so shout out to him. But I think there was an article that like, I guess his set started around the same exact time as Harry Styles, who's also like the headliner for that day. And apparently Big Sean got way more people at his show than Harry Styles did.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So I hope that's true. Because, dude, it's weird. I don't know why this came up, but like, I was just thinking this shit out loud the other day. Like, yo, he really is like the most disrespected, like, brilliant artist we have, bro. Like, I genuinely feel that way, man. Because like, I feel like I bring him up in like other circles and people are like, yo, why do you like him? I'm like, bro, why don't you? Like, I don't know what else you really want more from a rapper besides like, you know, shit that his raps mean something. He can be funny as fuck, great production. Like, I don't really know what else you want from him, bro. So yeah. Like, shout out to him, bro. Because I feel like, yo, like top, like maybe he's not top 5, but no, he's top 5 most disrespected. Like, I know that. Yeah,
for sure. And I actually heard somebody say Jack Harlow is like a white Big Sean, but for some reason, like Jack Harlow's whiteness allows him to get more credit because we don't typically see white dudes like have this smooth, swaggy flow. I think most of the white rappers try to overcompensate and they do the lyrical miracle shit that like Eminem was the mastermind behind. Whereas Jack Harlow is like this swaggy, fun, vibey rapper that kind of Big Sean kind of has that would be Big Sean has a similar style in terms of like bars. Like, it's the witty, funny, sometimes it could be considered corny, but it's like effortless at the same time.
Yeah, it's effortless, but I would also say like Big Sean is definitely closer to Kendrick, where like there's way more substance.
Yeah,
100%. You know what I mean? Like, I've never gone through like, I mean, when I went through Jack Harlow's album, like there wasn't substance there. Like, he was just rapping about, again, dude, that's fine, bro. Like, we have artists for everything that we need in life, which is the great thing about music. But whereas like Big Sean, you get everything. You get the deep shit, not the hood shit, but like you get the songs where like, yo, if I wanted to, I could fuck you up. You know what I mean? Like, and then you also get the party stuff. Like, yo, so that's why I just love a Big Sean album. So like, when people are like, yo, like, why do you like him? And like, yo, he's corny and like only, I'm like, bro, what are you talking? Like, are we listening to the same music? Because like, yo, Big Sean's the man.
Right. And it has nothing to do about being white either, because I've also, like, we all know Mac Miller. He's the only one I could think of really that was able to have substance like the entire time. And it was never like try hard. It was relatable. And it was something new that like we didn't really get from any other artists. Whereas I think the biggest criticism of some of Jack Harlow's stuff is that
thus far, he might have like 4 deep ass songs. Like, holy shit, like so
thus far it's just that he hasn't touched upon anything new. It's just kind of like, hey, I worked really hard, I became famous, like, you know, I work hard and get bitches kind of thing. Not to downplay like his content, but I think people just
that's pretty spot on, bro.
I think people just want more given the level of hype.
Yo, you're this famous, dog. Like, there has to be more. Like, there has to be like, I think that it's like speaking of Big Charlotte, I think Charlamagne made this thing that made a similar comment about Justin Bieber. It's like, bro, you've been around for almost 2 decades. You've had drug problems, alcohol problems, jail problems. Like, you should have more to talk about than peaches in Georgia. You know what I mean? Like there has to be more here. So I think the same with Jack Harlow. Again, we'll find out with this album, but it's like, bro, like going, like, dude, a song about his boy shooting that woman. Like there has to be, like, you know what I mean? There has to be like, yo, like I was afraid of going home to Louisville for a week. Like there has to be something that makes you vulnerable. You know what I mean? Because I think the vulnerability is what keeps us engaged. You know what I mean? Like either it's vulnerable, like you taking a chance singing, and it's like, oh wow, good for you, bro. Or you just being like sharing a story that like, oh fuck, that's, yo, we didn't realize that your mom and dad had that big of an issue, like something. You know what I mean? Whereas like, yeah, it just seems like everything with Jack, and I hate this sounds like we're fucking like critiquing it because it's not, but it's like everything feels like it's a fucking frat party in Louisville, and it's like, bro, there's no way this is it, you know? Right.
And I actually love all of Jack Harlow's earlier projects, and I felt like I was the biggest fanboy at that time, and then he blew up, and then now everyone loves him, and I think he's still super talented, but like once you make it, then it's like, what do you talk about? And I think a lot of artists like Kendrick, for instance, found a way to still have a different conversation. So I'm just hoping Jack Harlow is able to do that, and it's not just like, yo, I'm in, you know, this city top down with like 5 bitches.
Yeah, I'm in Turks and Caicos, mad hoes. You know, that's like, all right, bro, we get it. Like, we saw your IG post. Like, you could just like, we didn't need an album on this. Yeah. But again, so shout out to him. Being number 1 is still a massive achievement in this day and age. So kudos to him. Hopefully, he stays up there for a while, bro, because it's so weird. Like, you know what's wild? Shout out to another white rapper, I guess. But like, yo, Kid Laroi was like the only real like that song with him and Justin. I think it's Smile. Is it Smile? Yo. Or stay. Dude, that was number 1 for, bro, months. Like, no one really talked about that shit, but bro, like that, like, yo, when Drake had like 1, 2, and 3, like that was only for like a week. Yeah. And then it was just right back to fucking Kid Laroi. So that was pretty impressive, bro. So we'll see if Jack Harlow can come close to that. But
real quick, do you think Kendrick's album release will like dethrone anything that Harlow's doing and just like shift the conversation purely to Kendrick?
Yes. And the reason why I lean towards that, because I do follow a couple Barstool pages, and everything on those pages that was like, not like, you know, like the ones that are like pop focus was all about Kendrick, you know, his tweet today.
Got it.
The fact that like those demographics, which you think will lean way more Jack Harlow, stop to make sure the world in their universe knew about this, tells me that, like I said, dude, Kendrick is mainstream. Like, so yeah, whatever Jack is doing is, dude, it won't even matter come Kendrick. Dude, and now just talk about this shit out loud now, it's like, that might benefit him. You know what I mean? Because like it's almost like, you know, if
like use it as an excuse type thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Like if the album doesn't hit hard, at the end of the day, people can always say, dude, he came out the week before Kendrick, bro. What did you want him to do? Kendrick was gonna take over. You know what I mean? So like that shit might benefit him.
Yeah.
Maybe just the short term. Right, but and long term, again, I think your catalog will speak for itself. But in the short term, if it's the album's like a fucking, you know, mid, people are gonna forget about it by the following Friday, bro, because all we're gonna be doing is talking about Kendrick.
Yeah. I'm super curious how this next month or so is gonna play out. But at least we're getting like music from the top dogs at least this year.
Dude, and we're getting a Young Thug album this Friday. Like, yo, like
Young who?
Young Thug is dropping an album Friday.
Nice.
Yeah, so that one just came out of nowhere today. So, fam, like, this is crazy. Like, this is gonna be a crazy couple weeks, man. So I'm excited for Heat of the Week because, spoiler alert, I had no heat from last week.
Fortunately, I had a couple.
Okay, good, because I had nothing, dude. Unless we keep adding Vince Staples songs, I got nothing for you. Nice. All right, so real quick, dude, I had it on the rundown, but I don't even want to give it attention because, like, yo, 6ix9ine is so irrelevant to me. Like, I don't even want to. And 504 is not a good rapper, so we're gonna move on. Rest in peace to DJ K Slate. I know you wanted to touch, but like, yo, how did you get not connected with him, but like put on to who K-Slate was in the first place?
Yeah, my brother Ray. So back in 2003, I believe K-Slate came out with his mixtape, Street Sweepers.
Yep.
I don't know if it was Street Sweepers
every
2
week, dog.
or what.
Every week.
Yeah, but that shit was fire. You know, I miss those days when you could listen to the same like 3 CDs and never get sick of it. Because I can't even listen to the same song like more than 3 times half the time, unless it's like a.
And you're really the worst at that shit. You're like, yeah.
Exactly. But like every time he would pick me up from school, same exact mixtape, never got sick of it. And I had no idea who K-Slay was until that point. And I just had like a newfound respect for hip hop at that point. None of those songs were on the radio at all, but it was still like a masterpiece.
So I got put on to K-Slate. I mean, just growing up in New York, you always listen to him on the radio on Hot 97, I believe. But when I really started buying mixtapes for myself, it was a Street Sweeper. Was the name, or I guess the brand he developed for each mixtape. But then it was like Street Sweepers present Pat Poose. And that was when Pat Poose was putting out a mixtape every single week. So it was like, yo, like what is happening? Like what is this thing in the New York happening right now? So it was just cool, man. Like, he was a staple of hip hop music. Dude, going back to like the first time I ever listened to hip hop, growing up in my dad's record store. So yeah, rest in peace to him, bro. I mean, that's another reminder that COVID is still real. They're saying he died of COVID complications. So, we joke around about it, but it's like, people are still dying from this shit. So,
right.
Be safe out there. But yeah, it just sucks because again, like as we get older, you start thinking like, these guys were our age and we were listening to them. It's like, like this shit isn't forever. So
right.
I think he was only like 55 though. That's like the sad shit.
Yeah. And like back then you would think 55 is like on the older end, but that's just right around the corner for us.
Yeah, exactly, bro. So knock on wood, but definitely rest in peace to him and shout out to him and his family. Dude, the baby back in the news. I think for like positive reasons, I think.
Yeah,
but, like,
I guess
weird.
It's positive. Defended his home for once. Like, I mean, everybody like for the most part is trying him. So I can't even blame him half the time. I know he's always in some controversial shit, but this time somebody came to his home, trespassed. I believe he shot him and called the police.
Did you hear the tape?
I did.
Bro, I don't know. So this is my thing, bro. And this is where I can speak to that experience as much. Because again, like obviously like the cops may not see me as like, oh, you're a Hispanic male. They might see, you're whatever. Maybe you're not black, whatever. I don't know what's going on. But bro, the level of calmness that a black man had after shooting someone and inviting the cops into his home, and that was next level, bro. Because I would think I'd be terrified. I'm like, bro, they're gonna see me and just start fucking shooting. So that itself was the most impressive, like how calm he was, bro.
Yeah.
Like yeah, they do. You're gonna come in the house, come through the back. I'm gonna be here waiting for you. I'm just like, bro, run! Like, I would run away. Like I don't know what I would do. Like,
I think at that he just knew he was in the right. Like he's a rapper in like this rich ass house. I don't know what the demographic of the dude he shot was, but I feel like he's just been through so much shit. Like this was light work to him. Like
but I think this is probably whatever credibility he lost with the whole like Danny Lee, like not the fucking up the brother part. I think people actually fucked with that part, but like just like doing her dirty on IG Live. I think, dude, this all goes to bed and like people start like giving him his street cred and like respect that. Oh yeah, no, he's like one of the only rappers out who isn't talking about like solely previous dirt or like previous street. He's like, I'm doing it now. Yeah, he's like shooting people, beating people up that are all trying him usually first, and he's just knock on wood like going untouched. I can only imagine like the level of like confidence he must have writing these bars and shit, because like everyone has to believe it at this point. Yeah, dude, like like it's almost like all that whole like crazy like rant he had at Rolling Loud. I feel like even that might just go away. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because it's just like, bro, this is like everything I see in the comments is like, yo, good for him, blah blah blah. Never try a man his home. And I'm just like, bro, like, yeah, even like but I get trespassing, but like the fact that makes you get your gun out and like you don't call the cops, like you don't lock the door,
Yeah.
like what? I go crazy, dude.
No, I think his ass was like, I feel like somebody like him is just taking no chances and knows that.
Oh, dude,
any
think about all the
lunatic, like-
stories we've heard about home invasions. Like, dude, I
Mhm.
get it. Like, yo, you're thinking like as a rapper in America, you're a target regardless. So you walk into my house unannounced, bro, you're getting blasted.
Yeah.
But even the fact that he knew to shoot the dude in the leg.
Oh, he did. He was able to do that shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
He's like, bro, I shot him in the leg to like make sure like I didn't kill him, and I'm gonna call the cops to come get your ass.
That's hilarious. Because
Bro, why?
I know that was a big criticism of cops during, or pretty much in any shooting. People were like, why can't you just shoot the limb? And as someone who has shot a gun and owns one, I know it's not that easy to, especially if you're stressed out and like in fight or flight mode. You can't just like pick a part of the body and easily hit it, even if you're a cop or somebody like that. So that's even more impressive. This motherfucker is like a Navy SEAL.
Yo, might as well be, bro. So again, glad that I think the guy he shot's also alive. So again,
Oh yeah, he spared his life.
Apparently, yeah, he spared his life, and I don't think he pressed charges either, dude. Which is pretty weird.
Yeah. And it's weird how you can, apparently, if you're invading someone's home and you slip and fall and hurt yourself, you can sue them. I don't understand how the fuck that works, but I guess it is a thing.
It is a thing. Fair enough. All right, man. I mean, that's pretty much the main things for this week. Anything? So out of the albums, though, so obviously Young Thug, we're always gonna be excited for, but I mean, I think we were a little bit both disappointed from his last project because it didn't really, move the needle much. Even though shout out to our boy Johan was on, I think he produced a couple songs on the album or helped us at least. But what are your levels of excitement right now for Pusha T's album this Friday?
Levels of excitement, 10 being like crazy excited, can't wait. I'd say probably like a solid 7. I feel like I already know what I'm gonna get, but I definitely respect his pen and know he can create some really just good old-fashioned hip-hop. So I definitely do want to hear it because I know it's like different than half the shit we get on a weekly basis from these other guys. So I think that's what excites me most. I've always loved Pusha T's music. I just don't know if I'm gonna walk away with anything necessarily brand new, but I hope he proves me wrong. We'll see.
Yeah, I think this one might has been hyped up a little bit more than the other ones.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I'm intrigued, right? Because it's really, if you're an artist at this level, like if you're hyping yourself up, you need to deliver. It's not just like a brand new artist trying to get a buzz to get on. It's like, bro, like we already respect you, so like you can't just like flop. Right. So yeah, I'm intrigued, bro. I'll definitely give a listen. I mean, I have like a 6-hour flight Friday morning, so I'm sure I'll figure out some time to listen to it. But I am excited. Once I found out today about the Young Thug album, I'm like, oh shit, like because I would say right now, bro, 1 and 2 albums thus far of the year have been. And again, I don't know if they're gonna count Gunna Drip Season Forever as an album. It might be a mixtape, but I would say just let's call it an album. I would say that and Vince Staples have been the 2 best bodies of work thus far.
Got it. Yeah, I would say so. I know The Weeknd's not a rapper, but I really loved his album.
Dawn
I feel like that one got criticism for some reason.
Was that this year though or last year?
This year. I think it was pretty sure it was January.
You might be right.
Because I do remember we basically said him and Gunna like won the year so far or something like that.
Oh yeah, you're right. And the fact that Gunna outsold him was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've gotten like 3 really solid albums. Sure, one of these 4 that come out have to be solid between Pusha, Future, Harlow. What's the other one? Kendrick. So it's 4, right?
And Young Thug. So, but again, with Young Thug, it could be like 4 songs, and it's like you don't even know. So yeah, interesting, dude. But yeah, I'm excited for it, dude. But again, so Heat of the Week, episode 105. Before we get out of here, bro, I have no heat. I'm telling you, man. I re-listened to Good Kid, Mad City. That was a good vibe. And then I kept listening to the Vince Staples album because I'm just like, bro, this is just genius work. So I have nothing new to add to this at all. So
got it.
Let the people know what you found for us.
Perfect. So I actually have 2.
Beautiful.
One is called Speeding by Roy Woods. For those who
love Roy Woods.
Yeah, he's from Canada.
Isn't he signed to OVO?
I don't know if he was. I know he did some shit with Drake here and there. I don't know if he was like officially signed or just like.
Okay, yeah, because I listened to a lot of like OVO radio back in the day, and there was a lot of Roy Woods on those fucking sessions.
Yeah, I feel like he's one of those dope dudes who like, for whatever reason, never broke into the mainstream and still makes dope music. But yeah, this song "Speeding" by him, super vibey, dope song. Listened to it a lot this past weekend. That's probably my number one Heat of the Week pick.
Nice.
And then as I was watching YouTube, I got served an ad for 42 Doug and ESTG. I think they had a joint album.
They did. I actually got good, decent reviews.
Oh, it did? Okay.
Yeah.
I got to check it out because I heard it didn't sell as well as expected. Granted, they're both not like super mainstream.
Yeah, like what's expected, bro? It's like, he signed to Lil Baby, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, okay.
But this song is called Thump Shit, and super fire beat, super fire delivery. I won't lie, like I wasn't huge fans of these guys before this, but when I saw the video and the song, I don't know, there's something about music videos that just, I guess, emphasize certain things about the song.
If done well.
Yeah, if done well.
It just can't be like you being like in front of like 15 bitches. Like it just can't.
But this one, it hit hard. It's called Thump Shit. It was both of these songs. I was like, oh, I need a party to play this at.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, both very high energy and very nice delivery.
Nice. So hopefully they'll let you have the aux cord at the wedding at some point.
Yeah.
At least during the festivities at some point.
Right.
Cool, bro. All right. Well, I'm gonna add those to the Apple playlist for sure. All right, man. Anything else you want to add before we get out of here?
No, I think we're good.
Sweet. All right, my dude. We'll let the people know where they can find us, where they can listen to us, where they can support the movement.
Yes, sir. Check us out at audio-theory.com. New episode every week. We also have links to the merch as well as Spotify and Apple Music playlists. So be sure to check that out. Also share, like, subscribe, donate, do everything you can to support the channel. And if you want to be interviewed, you're an artist who is up and coming, or even if you made it, even better, Drake, Future, whoever, hit us up. Just DM us with some of your work. We'll check it out and figure something out in terms of an interview.
100%. We got a great interview coming back in May with our boy for part 2. But yeah, definitely got spots open, bro. But appreciate you, dog. Have a safe flight. Great trip.
You too.
And obviously we'll talk offline.
Sounds good.
Love you, bro.
Peace. Love you too.